Hello, welcome back. This is the Unit 5 test review, part 2. We are going to go over number 3, and we're also going to talk a little bit about vocabulary. So for number 3, our A value is 2. Our H value is negative 5. Remember, again, we talked about the general form of the vertex form is f of x is equal to a times x minus h squared plus k. And so x plus 5 is the same as x minus negative 5. And there you can see that the h value is negative 5. And the k value is 3. Direction of opening opens up since a is 2 and that is positive. It opens up. The y-intercept is one we have to calculate. The y-intercept always happens when x equals 0, so we're going to put in here 0 for x. And then we're going to put 0 into the equation and find the corresponding value of y. So y equals, remember f of x, y is equal to f of x, so they can be used interchangeably. Y equals 2 times 0 plus 5 squared plus 3. 0 plus 5 is 5, and 5 squared is 25, so I have 2 times 25 plus 3. Now I take 2 times 25, which gives me 50 plus 3, and so the y-coordinate is 53. All right, the vertex. This is vertex form, and so we can just take the h and the k. The vertex is h comma k when you have it in vertex form. So the h is negative 5 and the k is 3. So that's our vertex. It opens up, and so it would be a minimum because there is a lowest value. The minimum value is y is equal to 3. That's as low as it goes. The axis of symmetry, x equals negative 5. The domain goes from negative infinity to positive infinity. The range, the lowest point is 3, so we go from 3 all the way up to positive infinity. So then we can graph this. We go to our vertex, which is negative 5 comma 3. Go over to negative 5 up to 3. Negative 5 comma 3. And then its axis of symmetry now, that's basically what this looks like. Let's label this just to be thorough here. This is my axis of symmetry is x equals negative 5. If we wanted to know, I'd get some sort of assurance if I graph this correctly. We have graphing calculators. Let's pull out the graphing calculator. Turn it on. Hit y equals. And then I just plug in my equation here. 2 parentheses x plus 5 squared plus 3. And then I hit graph. And yeah, it looks pretty much the same as what I've got here. So that can you can sort of use that to help you out. You can also find, if I wanted to verify what the minimum was, what the vertex was, I could do second function trace to get to the calc menu. It is a minimum, the vertex is a minimum, so I hit 3. It asks me for a left bound, I move over. I have to keep pressing it until it appears on the screen. I want it to go to the left of where the minimum is, so I hit enter. Then right bound, I need to move with the right arrow button over till it's to the right of the vertex and hit enter again. It then asks me to guess, but I don't want to guess. It says that the minimum is at -5, and even it says -5 0.00000003. That's -5. It's just the calculator sometimes is not super precise sometimes. So we've got -5 and then y equals 3. And that's the same as what I got here. So it sort of verifies that I have done this correctly. All right, before we move on to the end of this video, I'm going to go over some of the following definitions. The standard form of a quadratic is f of x or y, either way, is equal to ax squared plus bx plus c. The factored form is f of x is equal to a times x minus p times x minus q, and then two sets of parentheses. So you recognize factored form with the two sets of parentheses that you have. The vertex form is f of x is equal to a times x minus h squared, so just one set of parentheses, but it is squared, and then plus k. The y-intercept depends on which form you have. If it's in standard form, is 0, c. If it's in either of the other two forms, you determine what x is, 0, and the corresponding value of y, so f of 0. Which just means you plug that value that you have, you plug 0 into x, and then find the corresponding value of y. For the x-intercepts, p, 0 or q, 0, and those are really easiest to form if it's in factored form. It's pretty hard to find the x-intercepts in either standard form or vertex form. So the vertex, we usually refer to it as h, k, which you can get most easily from the vertex form. Or negative b over 2a and the corresponding y value of negative b over 2a is the value of x plugged in. And then, or if it's in factored form, it would be p plus q over 2, and then the corresponding y value of p plus q over 2. And so those are different ways you can find the vertex. The axis of symmetry, let's just put x equals h. No, it could also be or x equals negative b over 2a if it's from standard form, or x equals p plus q over 2. Just depends on which value you found. The direction of opening, up if a is positive, down if a is negative. The domain is always from negative infinity to positive infinity. Remember that the domain is all of the x values. The range if it opens up, then you go from k up to positive infinity. If it opens down, then it goes from negative infinity on the lower side all the way up to k on the upper side, and includes k. All right, study hard. You're going to do great on the test, so long as you are prepared. Be prepared.